Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are all well. Of course, I always do something wrong after I go live. But anywho, yes, I hope you guys are all great on this Thursday evening. At least that's when I'm recording this. Hope that you've been having a good week, all that good stuff. Um, so yeah, for those of you who are like newer to the channel, new subscribers, or just new altogether, welcome. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because I feel like you'll like what you see here. It's a very mellowed out channel. It's fun, energetic. It's you get a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of a mixed bag here, so you'll find a little bit of everything. You'll find your love readings. You'll find stuff about inspiration and healing, and tapping into your higher self, like we're gonna do in this reading, so on and so forth. So my main purpose is to help people grow and expand. That's what my page is mostly geared towards. My apologies. I thought I had all my cards ready. I realized I'm like, hey, where are my tarot cards? There they go. Forget the deck. Oh, come on, Michelle. Oh, they're right here. I'm like, okay, I swore I had everything. Anywho, like I said, for those of you who have been rocking with your girl for a bit, welcome back. I always appreciate the continued support, all that good stuff. So I just hope that some people tap in a little bit, because obviously it's live, so if you watch it later, I try to wait, just a moment just to see if anybody pops in before I start doing anything, because I like to make sure that, I can start picking up on some energy. So the reason why I'm doing this particular reading today is because I feel like a lot of people, just in general, like when I look on social media and stuff, a lot of people are just going through it, you know what I mean? A lot of people have different things going on in their lives, whether it's with their family or within themselves, work, health, so many different things, and just, or, I just saw 222 when I looked up. Maybe some people are like facing, obstacles when it comes to choices that need to be made in their life and where to go. I just heard the Jacksons, let me show you the way to go. So that could be a channeled message for somebody. But, I feel like a lot of us just need some motivation, right? Let us, someone or something to tell us that, things are getting better. And, to look up, to something, higher than ourselves, whether it's, our source, God, whatever you believe in. Your higher self is what this is about. For those of you who want to get more connected to, your inner self, that higher version of it, because we have our 3D version of ourselves here, right, and then we have our our 5D selves that constantly are in contact with us. So on and so forth. So I say all that just to say, before I blabber on too much, we're going to tap in and just see what's going on. I already cleansed the space and all that good stuff. So, yeah. So some of you might be look at that. Yeah. Some people are resisting change. This is on the bottom of the deck before I even really start doing anything. This is after I shuffled. And underneath that is surrender. So there's this resisting change, and your higher self is trying to let you know that this might be a good time. Like, remember I was saying, I was getting, when I saw the 222, I just happened to look up and it was that time. When we're resisting change, sometimes that could cause us more harm than good, right? Especially when certain aspects of what's going on in our lives, we have more power and control over it than we think. So by surrendering, aka letting go of the things that no longer serve you, right? Resisting the change, letting that aspect of things go could definitely be beneficial and helpful. So just be cautious of that, because I do feel like your higher self is trying to let you know that. Right, Spirit. So let's get a few cards out from this deck, and then we'll tap into some more decks to see what else is going on and what you need to know and see at this time for your highest good. All right, so we have giving and receiving. I'm getting that You know, your higher self might want you to understand the importance of reciprocal relationships in your life. Um, the same way that you're willing to give and put yourself out there for other people and circumstances in your life, whether it's work or whatever, um, hopefully you're getting something back in the same capacity. If you're not, then that means that something, that could be something that, is, I just heard there's a deficit. You know what I mean? Like, if you're giving to the point where you feel like you're at a deficit, right? Like you're not feeling like you're balanced. You're not feeling like it's equal give and take. I think your higher self is saying, this is a very important time right now to focus on making sure that the connections that you make within your life are reciprocal and they're balanced. Ironically, I did see 333 earlier, right after I saw the 222. So balance, balance, balance. Equal give and take within connections might be significant for some who end up resonating with this message. Oops. Betrayal. You might be still dealing with betrayal. Perhaps part of that betrayal had something to do with, overextending and overpouring into something or someone and getting the shitty end of the stick, if you will. You might still be kind of healing from that. Maybe it makes it difficult for you to be able to say, I want to pour into connections with other people or other situations, work or whatever, but I'm scared to do that now because of the fact that I've been betrayed in the past. And now how do I move forward from there? I'm getting heart chakra, even though it's not here yet. But there were lessons that needed to be learned. We have seasons on the bottom of the deck. There were lessons that needed to be learned in order for you to get to where you're at right now. So one of the biggest lessons that you might have had to learn that your higher self wants to remind you of is the fact that, yes, you might have been hurt. You might have felt betrayed by certain people who, kind of, again, gave you the shitty end of the stick. Here you are overpouring and overextending, not getting the same thing in return. And now you're the one who's going to have to work on that heart space and be able to figure out, how do I come back from this? So some of you might be still facing that. 2 people in here, 1 light. Number 3, I just mentioned it just a couple of minutes ago. 3 is about balance. So, as well as 6. 3 is also about just being able to acknowledge the fact that you're on the right path. So when you see that number, if you've been seeing that number a lot, 3s and 2s have been very significant so far in this reading. If you've been seeing those numbers a lot, pay attention to them because there is a message there. Between making hard decisions that might not necessarily be the decisions you want to make, as well as making sure that whatever decisions you make sure that you feel well balanced within it, especially see how I'm stumbling over my words? Some of you might be having a hard time speaking up about something with people. People who have relationships within your life. It's going to be friends, family, doesn't matter, romance, work, so on and so forth. This might be something that you sometimes struggle with for some of you who do happen to resonate with this message. Again, because of this fact that you've been hurt, you've been betrayed in the past because you've given to people who don't necessarily deserve what you give to them. Yes. And you're afraid, possibly, that you're going to self-sabotage. And it's crazy because it's like, well, will I be self-sabotaging if I overextend? Of course. But that's why balance is important. And balance, that energy has shown up. Like, intuitively, I'm picking up on that. And it's like, there's no need to bend over backwards for people or situations that do not make you feel like you're in alignment. If you're not feeling like you're in alignment, those circumstances have to go, or you have to bounce. You gotta walk away. You gotta do what you gotta do for yourself. I just heard self-preservation. This is no longer the season of, I'm just gonna give to everybody else. You know what I mean? This is the season of actually giving and receiving. Keyword. And receiving, right? You have to make sure that you allow yourself to be able to, have people pour into you as well. Um, I think your higher self wants you to be aware of that. And there's nothing wrong with standing on business when it comes to that. Yeah, brazen. Speak up for yourself. Say it loud and proud, say what you need to say. You guys have been through a lot. You guys are strong, and your higher self is letting you know, look, you've been through way too much to keep letting people step all over you. You're not a walking fuck or a human fucking doormat. Okay, you're a person, and you deserve to be treated as such. So when you've had these situations that have happened where people have not treated you as well as they could or should, and you've let it kind of roll off of your back, and it makes it hard for you to trust. They're saying this is just a time for you to use your voice and speak up. And a little while ago, my throat like went in and out, like out of nowhere. I was chilling, I was cool, and then all of a sudden my throat just like closed up on me. I'm like, a lot of you guys might have a hard time with speaking up for yourselves. Not like in a way like you let people, I mean, you might let people take advantage of you. It's not intentional, of course. It's just, I can raise my hand here, I get it, sometimes when we're overly caring and all of that, it's like, where do you draw the line is the important thing, right? Being able to know how to set healthy boundaries, very, very important, I feel, right now, at this time. Level up. I feel like you guys are about to start, leveling up. And I think, for somebody who ends up resonating with this could have to do with work. This isn't going to be for that part. I don't feel like it's for everybody. I feel like in general, yes, you guys are all probably leveling up and doing your own thing, whatever. But I'm picking up on another message that some people, part of what they're dealing with has to do with the work environment. The work environment in general has been showing up a lot in my readings lately. But, of course, take it as it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. But this leveling up energy is letting me know that for some people who might resonate with this particular message here, if let's say if you've overextended yourself a lot in the workplace, and you're like, they're basically saying stand on business when it comes to your demands, what you want and what you desire, because you deserve whatever it is you're asking for, So if that part doesn't resonate with you, just generally speaking, it's important to speak up for yourself anyway, regardless of the circumstances, so that you can, get you deserve, to ask for what you've earned. Trust, loyalty, right? Yes, because you're learning your self-worth, or at least your spirit, your higher self. They want you to learn how important you are. And 1313, you might be going through like an ego death right now. Like this, tower moments and stuff like that are happening around you, like relationships crashing and burning around you, to the point where now you have to sit with the remnants of that and be able to say, what does it all mean? You're picking up the pieces, and you're trying to, one person in here and 3 likes, that number 13 is still hitting, you know what I mean? You might be seeing number 13 a lot. You guys are going through like a death and rebirth, and a big part of that death and rebirth, according to your higher self, is they want you to understand how worthy you are. Again, I said something about alignment earlier before this card even showed up. Celestial alignment. They want you to feel in alignment with who you are, the people and circumstances around you. When you start to feel like those things are not in alignment, then you have to do what you have to do. Because it could force you to keep staying in a scarcity mindset or circumstances. You are trying to get here, right? You're trying to level up. You're trying to, have an abundance of things. But when you are constantly overgiving, it is going to put you in a place of lack, scarcity. So knowing your worth at this time is extremely important. Middle of the deck, rage. And another thing, allow yourself to feel your emotions, anger, or whatever you need to feel. Feel it. And it's like, it's crazy because Most people think like anger is like a negative emotion. It's not a nice emotion, obviously, but all your emotions are, worthy of you feeling. And, you know, you deserve to feel what you feel. And if you're upset about something, allow yourself to feel that. If you're sad, allow yourself to feel that. I personally had a moment today where, I applied for a position at my job, and I didn't get the position, and I had my moment of self pity, and I wallowed in my sadness about it, and I had my moment of feeling like I wasn't good enough for it or whatever, despite everybody saying, "Oh, you're great," blah blah blah, and I'm like, I came home, I bawled on my couch because I'm like, I'm not good enough. Well, the whole point is, it's not about being quote unquote good enough. We have to be able to acknowledge our own, shortcomings and our own, uh, strong suits as well. Balance it out, and also, like I said, allow yourself to feel whatever emotions you need to feel. I'm gonna pull from this deck here. I ironically said something about setting healthy boundaries. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. It says reclaim space, inner, outer, and energetic boundaries. So boundaries are probably very important. They are saying to set healthy boundaries. Um, the more you stand on business, so to speak, about what it is that you require from others, the more likely it is that people are going to have that much more respect for you. Because this being a human doormat, you know what I mean? Like, those days I feel like are long and gone. I feel like you guys have already been there, done that, and you're trying to get out of that energy. So, your higher self definitely is letting you know you're on the right path with it, because you are aware. There is this awareness here. It says awareness, key to healing, notice patterns, illusions, pause. So you're noticing and taking a moment to say, self, I'm becoming a lot more aware when it comes to the patterns of my relationships in my life. Not just romantic. Like I said, this is across the board. Close that door so we go back out. Sorry. Yeah, like you guys are probably starting to notice patterns and saying, self, I want to work on that. You know what I mean? And your higher self is kind of verifying, like, yes, exactly. We have that came out along with that card. Oh, number 3 is very important. I said that earlier. Just saying. It says sensitivity, validate self. I just said, making sure that you allow yourself to feel your emotions and stuff. Everything that you feel is valid, even your negative emotions. I don't really think there's such thing as a negative emotion unless you stay in the emotion. But allow yourself to feel it. So sensitivity, validate self. Vulnerability is strength and projections. So there is strength in being vulnerable and being honest with yourself. Like I said, I had a whole meltdown when I had some alone time at home. When I got on, I was looking at my eyes. I was like, oh my God, they look terrible. So I had to put a little bit of concealer on it. You probably still see the bags under my eyes, and that's fine. Because I don't wear makeup. I was like, ooh, this looks really bad. Let me do something to try to cover it up a little bit at least. We have earth, grounding. It says calm the mind, connect to body, mindfulness, and nature. So, the more connected you feel to nature, I feel like, and, spending more time outdoors, the energy's been coming up a lot in these readings, it will help you be able to feel a sense of calm and peace of mind. So, allow yourself to connect with your higher self and your inner self by being able to spend time outdoors and get grounded. Meditation can be helpful too. I'm getting, like, for some you might benefit from this is a little bit different, but I just heard binaural beats might be nice for some. If you can't necessarily spend a lot of time outdoors, even like how like on YouTube, because I watch them sometimes on my smart TV, like those really nice like scenes with like the nice music and all that, even that, just like feeling that connection with nature and stuff could be very grounding too. If you can't necessarily get to a park or anything to, like, take your shoes off and walk barefoot in some grass, hug a tree. You know what I mean? Um, Getting grounded can mean different things for different people. So, as long as you're feeling secure and safe within those circumstances and you feel more connected, then you know that you're doing what you need to do. Let's get maybe 2 or 3 more from this deck. We have Manifest Magic. Why did I say it like that? Manifest Magic. Why did I say it like that? Manifest Magic. Weave your magic. Miracles, understand manifestation. So there might be something that you're trying to manifest, and I think they're also trying to say, like, a lot of times, we don't realize. Again, I said this earlier in the reading. We don't always realize I'm gonna say we don't always realize our power when it comes to, like, how much power we actually have within our own circumstances and what we can control. When, of course, surrender control when needed, right? Let something else take over if it needs to happen that way. Source, God, whatever you believe in, right? Ancestors, whatever you believe in, the universe, blah 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 blah. I don't, impose beliefs into anybody. That's one thing I don't do on this channel. But whatever you believe in personally, right? Being able to acknowledge the fact that you have a lot more power than you think. Some of you actually might resonate a lot with mermaids. I just got Yimaya for some. I'm also getting that some of you might really do well with getting grounded by large bodies of water. Take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But that might be helpful for some. This is a very separate message, but I'm also getting for somebody, this is very specific. If you've been dealing with body image issues, they want me to tell you that your higher self is saying, this is not going to be for everybody, this seems very specific. If you're dealing with body image issues, they want you to know that you are beautiful the way that you are. Now, of course, if there are things that you want to change the right way, the natural way, go for it. Do what you want. It's your body. 2222. Remember, I meant it for those of you who watched since the beginning. I said choices of some sort are important right now. So we got that energy again. Understand that it's your choice what you do with your body. Your comfort is your comfort. Don't let anybody else tear you from your own path when it comes to that. That seems very specific for someone. We also have sunshine, light, passion, illumination, motivation, and don't dim. I'm getting be unauthentically yourself. Like, not on, that didn't come out right. Sorry. Be unapologetically yourself. But see, the reason why that came out like that, remember I was talking about my throat chakra acting up? A lot of you have been unauthentic, and that's what they want me to tell you. They're like, you have so much power and magic behind you and what you're capable of doing. They want you to be able to shine brighter. They want you to really be able to step out of your comfort zone and do so many more things. Don't dim your light for nobody. Don't be afraid to take up space. Fuck that shit. Whatever anybody else got to say about you, fuck them. You know what I mean? And I do cuss on my channel. If I just lost a couple of people. There were 4 people. Now there's only 2. So, people come in and out all the time. So I don't know if they just said, oh, she cusses on her channel, I'm leaving, or they just don't resonate. I don't know. That's fine. But the whole point is, there is somebody who will resonate with this message in particular when it comes to not dimming your light. Make sure that you allow yourself to be your most authentic self always. And it's crazy coming from me because I have a really, really hard time with that myself. Me doing what I do with this whole tarot thing, making content and stuff, I'm still struggling with that part. I am not going to lie to you. I struggle with it all the time because I'm like, there are days where I'm just like, I don't want to, but I should. Today I felt drawn to do it, so I did it. Like, I praise the content creators who could just go on, especially tarot readers, who could just go on and just, like, be like, I'm just going to do 50 million readings today. Like, I can't do that. Like, I have to feel drawn to read. But every time I read, I'm always authentic. So that's why I do it the way I do. Like, I'm not just going to go on just to go on to get views. Like, I don't do it for that reason, Even if only one person watches, at least I know that it hit the right person, that's important to me. So I say that to say that I think a lot of you guys, just generally speaking, they want you to be more authentic. Your higher self, I should say, wants you to be more authentic, and don't be afraid to let your true self shine, because you have the power and you possess this aura. It's her aura, this aura about you that when people are around you, you really could light up a room. You know what I mean? You have something about you that is different and it's unique, and they're just basically saying, like, why are you afraid to show it off? Show that off. Show it off. Reclaim power. Exactly. Some of you might have fire in your chart. I'm seeing a lot of fire energy here. I see more fire than anything. I'm seeing water as well, but mostly fire. Um, it says willpower, inner strength, self-mastery, and heal victim. They're like, you're not a victim of any circumstances or anything. You, again, have more power over your circumstances than you think. Start honing in on that and allow yourself to manifest the things you want by honing in on those capabilities that you do happen to have. You're a lot stronger than you think. Just putting it out there. That's what your higher self wants you to know. Yes, you're able to create pretty much anything, is what they're trying to let you know. We have creatrix. It's like create and matrix in one word. Express emotions. I said that earlier. Birth your creations. Womb energy. You can give birth to anything you want. If you want to manifest it, you can birth it. It's all up to you. Empath. Some of you might be empaths, and one thing they might be trying to tell you is make sure that you are very mindful of this energy, because people who are empaths, if that is a gift that you happen to have, you will hold on to the energies of other people around you, and it can sometimes get hard to determine and decipher your energy from that of others. So just be mindful of that. Do some cleansing of yourself in these circumstances, because it could get a little wishy-washy, trust me. Says connect to self, exactly, whole purpose of this reading. Cleanse boundaries, we saw boundaries before, and hold space. We just talked about that as well. See how everything just kind of comes back full circle all the time on here. So someone's here. Hi, Nate. I feel like I've seen your name before. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have. How you doing, bud? Hope you're well. Middle of the deck, we have hope. Another number 3, just saying. Some of you might be a life path number 3 or 33. Now that's pretty cool. I'm a life path number 3, but there's a master number of 33, which is really, really cool. You could look that up like online and look into like what it means for you. It's very, very cool. It says trust, faith, heal the past, hope versus expectation. Yes. I like that. Hope versus expectation, because it's basically saying, sometimes, sometimes we have such high hopes that we become unrealistic, and we don't want to do that, right? Hey, Monica. Hi, girl. How you doing? But yeah, sometimes, we set our expectations or something, or even our hopes up too high, and then it hurts like a mother, excuse my language, when things don't work out the way that you want them to or expected them to. I just went through that this week, and I had to cry. I had to let out a good ugly cry. I'm pretty sure I had like snot running down my nose and I looked really crazy. That's why I had to put some concealer on before I started this. But it's okay, right? We go through life, right? The ebb and flow of life. But it's important to always make sure, regardless of all of that, that we also factor in the simple idea that there's our hopes, and then there's our reality, right? So just making sure we're mindful of these things as we manifest and make choices, these hard choices in life that come through. Yeah. And for those of you who are resonating, definitely just like let me know in the comment section. Keep hitting that like button. Any reactions, all those things are all helpful for me when it comes to understanding your energy and making sure that I am doing what I need to do to help connect with you and give you a message that actually is helpful. That's what I'm here for. So that's what I care about. All right. So I think I got drawn to do a cross of truth. I just saw the Hermit, so some of you might be doing a lot of soul searching right now. Okay. We got the High Priestess. So some of you might have, gifts yourselves, right? I'm sorry. I apologize for those of you who have been rocking me for a while. You know that when that throat chakra is on point, I burp. And I hate it because I'm like, there's so many other cute things I could do than a burp. Like, I can't be a cute little sneeze or like a little eye twitch or something. No, it's a burp. And it's not cute. It's not sexy. And I do apologize. But, it is what it is. I can't control that. So, anywho, some of you might have, your own gifts as well, psychic abilities. Technically, we all do. I will say that as well. But, you might be honing in on it more, very highly intuitive, that kind of thing. A great inner knowing and inner knowledge, or just an overall knowledge of esoteric things. For some, take it as it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. But yeah, so that was just on the bottom of the deck, but let's see what comes up. 3131 on the timer when I looked up. Remember I was talking about the number 13? Just saying. There's a mirrored image of it. That death and rebirth energy. Just saying. But you're on the right path, because it also could add up to 4. And 4 is all about being on the right path, and your spirit guides and stuff, your higher self right now, letting you know, hey, you're on the right path. You're doing the right things. It's just a matter of keep going, right? And that's why you got drawn to this reading. So, stay tuned and let's see what else your higher self has to say. All right, so what else is going on? What's the overall energy? Got the Page of Pentacles. That's about good news involving money matters. It could be, job opportunities. I did mention a little while ago, for some people it could have to do with work. But take it as it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. But in general, I feel like there's just like new opportunities coming in, and or you're waiting for these new opportunities, right? You feel like you've done your due diligence and you're like, well, when are things going to get better? I've been doing what I need to do. I've been, stepping into my power as the emperor, to, allow for these things to come towards me. Will they? I'm trying to be confident in myself, Queen of Wands. And it's like, well, are things going to get better? Are they going to balance out? Can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. It's literally going back to what we were talking about earlier. Whole different deck, but going back to the same energy. This back and forth energy where it's like, it's very wishy-washy. Equal give and take, right? This is what you want in different aspects of your life. And in particular with different types of relationships, including work for some. So it's like you put your hard work and efforts and things into something or people or whatever, and you're waiting for something to come out of it. Like, not to say that you put yourself in situations where you're doing it only because you want something in return. Not like that. But what I mean is, it's like there still needs to be a sense of reciprocity, right? And when there's no reciprocity, there's no balance. If there's no balance, then it's a one-sided ass fucking relationship that causes you to feel like you're bending over backwards constantly to make that shit stay afloat. Does that sound healthy to you? It sounds pretty counterproductive to me. So I guarantee you that a lot of you will resonate with that, who end up watching this. Like I said, if it resonates, just let me know in the comment section. You could hit reactions, you could hit the like button, whatever works for you, whatever you feel comfortable doing, just so I know that I'm connecting. Tell us more. Thank you. Got 2. All right. So I feel like one of the things that you're leaving behind is one of the things is fear. We got the Hermit in the reverse, but it also came out along with the King of Swords. Like, I feel like I'm getting mental cloudiness, like feeling really kind of stuck in your head, trying to figure it all out. Because for those to come out together, it's letting me know. Because like the King of Swords is somebody who is they're a truth seeker. They're very 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 intelligent, very structured, pragmatic, right? Whereas the Hermit is somebody who's doing soul searching and trying to figure their shit out. But in the reverse, this is somebody who's having a hard time doing that part of the whole, you know, finding out, you know, your inner self and all that, healing, all that stuff. Um, so I'm getting mental confusion for some. But that's something that you guys are working on leaving behind. So we can talk about that once. See what I'm saying? Look at that. Kindred spirits, you know what I mean? 35 minutes on the timer, 3 people in the room, and 5 likes. You know, you might be seeing the number 35 or 8 a lot. Take it as it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. But yeah, you guys are like trying to figure out, okay, so should I stay or should I go? You might be fans of Stranger Things. Take it if it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. But you're trying to figure out, you know, the positions that you're in your life. Like, do I stay? Do I go? Whether it's work, family, friends, doesn't matter. Romance, doesn't matter. Whole point being, oh, that's very cool. Number 8 life path number. I like it. I like that. Nice. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, like I said, I'm number 3. Very cool. My son is number 5. But yeah, so, you know, for some of you, you're just kind of, again, you're waiting for your riches to come in, right? You're like, when are things going to get better in my life? And like, when I say riches, I don't mean literally like financial, just in general. Like, when am I going to get what I know I've earned and what I deserve, right? It could get really frustrating sometimes because it's like very slow moving energy, right? Knight of Pentacles in the middle of the deck. It's like, and it causes you to feel stuck, and then it causes you to feel like, well, am I doing the right things in my life? Am I on the right path in my life? And your higher self is letting you know, like, yeah, you're doing the right things. It's just about, I think the biggest thing right now is, again, that sense of setting healthy boundaries and the importance of reciprocity and relationships in your life right now. What else does the collective need to know? Messages from their higher selves. Where's most accurate? Thank you. Yeah. Basically, they're letting you know, like, there are new opportunities coming in. Knight of Swords. And the funny part is, like, a lot of this stuff's gonna probably start changing really, really quickly. But the thing is, it changes when you start to set those boundaries, right? You set yourself back by not doing that. And that, my friends, is when you see a lot of the issues that you don't want to see, right? It's like, they're just letting you know, like, where's that self-sabotage card? Is it still here? I mean, it probably is, but it could be in the deck too. It did show up though. Yeah, there it goes. Self-sabotage. Earlier in the reading. You know, a lot of times what happens is, you know, we set ourselves up for failure because, you know, we aren't doing what we need to do. And it's like, they're basically just saying, you're leaving a lot of that stuff behind because you're taking new opportunities and seizing new opportunities. You're realizing now that, you know, what does my dad always say? You could get with the real, you could get with the bullshit, you could get with the real shit. The choice is yours, like that. That's what my dad always says. He's been saying that since I was a little kid. Potty mouth. That's where I get mine from. But anyway, yeah, knowing that, you know, changing your behavior is going to change your scenarios that you do go through in your life. I feel like you guys are, you know, you're realizing that now. Reclaiming your power. Right? Claiming your power. Tell us more. Yeah. And the basis of a lot of this is the 7 of Cups. Makes a lot of sense to me because I just mentioned a lot of you guys are dealing with mental confusion. I mean, that's literally what the Seven of Cups is. It's all about confusion. You're all in your head. There's options. I mentioned that earlier too. You're just like really in your head about, okay, well, what do I do? You see how like in the picture, there's like this guy. He's just like, wow. Well, in this cup, I'm sorry because the lighting, I'm trying to get it where y'all can actually see. I think that's good. Every cup has something different in it. And it's like, okay, so which one's the best cup? Which one do I go after? You know what I mean? And it's like, I feel like that's the whole point. You guys are just trying to figure out, well, what route to take. Your higher self is just saying, the more diligent you are, that's what I heard, diligent. The more diligent you are when it comes to standing on business about what it is that you want. Yeah, you can't make this shit up. I said stand on business, and what's here? Seven of Wands, standing your ground. And this is before I even looked at the cards. Like, that's on the bottom of the deck. That's literally what they're saying. Like, you can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. Yeah. Because the thing is, you guys have already been through a lot of the loss, the sadness, and all of that, right? The regrets. And it's like, now you're at this point where it's like, okay, well, now what? What comes after all of this? Is there something better? Yes, absolutely there's something better. But again, stand your ground. Your higher self wants you to stand your ground. And the way that you stand your ground is by knowing your value. When you know your value, you set healthy boundaries. Yeah. And don't worry about the fears and anxieties and shit that come with it. Because it is scary, right? When, for those of you who are resonating, a lot of you guys have probably been the type of folks who, you're so kind to people. You just want the best for people all the time. And it's like, well, at the end of the day, you can't do it to your deficit, period. And to your detriment. Like, you can't. That is the epitome of self-sabotage, right? It's like you're setting yourself up for failure. You're actually becoming a betrayal, card fell on the floor, betrayal to your own self by doing that, right? So this is a time to really stand up for oneself and do what's best for you. And in the process of doing that, making sure that, you keep the relationships in your life that are beneficial to you and vice versa, right? That equal give and take that we were talking about earlier, first card out. And not the ones that always make you feel like you're depleted at the end. Have you ever been around people where you're around them and first off, they only contact you when they need something. And then when you're around them, you feel so like drained and depleted afterwards. You're like, oh my God, why did I do that? You have headaches, you have tummy aches, like you just feel, you might literally feel like a little bit ill after you've dealt with that person. Like, those are people you need to stay the fuck away from. That's poison, bruh. Like, that's poison. Like, that's not energy that you want to keep around yourself. So you gotta do what you gotta do for you. All right, let's get one more from the tarot. I think that's the right card. I didn't see the card. I just, like, the card kind of like did a weird thing in my hand. I'm like, is that the one? No, it's not it. Last card from this deck. Come on, higher selves. There we go. Don't be shy. Yes, there we go. I like it. The Wheel of Fortune. Yes, you guys are about to start receiving like your good karma after receiving not so much good karma, right? Now, I mean, the thing is this. It's like, karma, like, people automatically think bad. No, karma could be good too. That's what the Wheel of Fortune is about. But the thing is that wheel, right? It could turn in either direction. You're in control of your destiny in some aspects, right? Remember, I was saying earlier in the reading, for things you can control those things. It's basically, if you guys ever took up philosophy class or whatever, it's called existentialism. You are in control of your destiny to some extent. You can control your fate. So there could be a whole outcome that's fated for you that you could completely deter by doing some stupid shit. You know what I mean? You ever met people in your life who, like, it seemed like they had it all, and then they just do some dumbass shit to fuck it all up, and you're like, what are you doing, bro? Like, why would you do that? That was the dumbest shit ever. And it's like, it's because you do have control, right? And that's what they're trying to let you know. Like, you have control over ultimately what comes towards you, what happens. But then there are parts, of course, that you can't, right? That's why I said earlier, that you're saying, surrender control in the aspects you can't. But for the things that you can control, do what you gotta do. Because you can impact, how things ultimately go. Stand in your power, Emperor. Take control where you can. Yeah. Stay inspired. You got the Ace of Wands here. For some of you, you might have some creative projects or something that you have been wanting to work on, or you're just feeling really fired up when it comes to something new that you want to do, really passionate about this. I said earlier, I do feel like there's some fire signs watching, or you might have fire in your chart. Take it as it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. But there are some new beginnings coming towards you, and I did see some major arcanas popping up. So, in fact, some of you, going back to fire signs, I picked up on Leo energy, and I also picked up on Aries. So again, take it as it resonates and if it doesn't. Middle of the deck, we have Four of Pentacles, which is about holding on to things a little too tight sometimes, right? And needing to let go. Going back to what we talked about earlier, surrendering, right? Surrendering control where need be. The things you can control it, right? But if you can't, you gotta let things kind of just happen on its own accord and go from there. All right, so I'm gonna just pull from like two or three more decks. Not a lot of cards, very straight to the point cards for the rest. And then that would be the end of the reading. And thank you guys for rocking with me for a good duration of this reading. I appreciate you guys very, very much. And you guys are awesome. All right, so this is the Shine deck, which I really, really like, because it's really the whole point of this message was to inspire you guys and motivate you to, keep on pushing. A lot of us have been going through things, and this is a time for you to hear from your higher self what they want you to know. They're letting you know, like, yes, you have so much capability within yourself. A lot of things are going to start shifting and changing. Just stay true to you, right? Be authentic. Bottom of the deck, we have change one small thing today. Is that even what it actually says, or am I making up words? I think I mixed all words up, but that's ultimately the message. Change one thing, start small. That's funny that I said it like a whole sentence. It's like a fragmented sentence. But you guys got the gist of it, right? Yeah, making these small changes every day could lead to bigger changes in the future. So I'm gonna get, I think, maybe 3 from here. Okay, I'm gonna just put it like this: Source, ancestors, your higher selves, all that good stuff ain't playing with y'all tonight. What does it say? Let go of control and relax into flow. You cannot make this shit up even if you wanted to. That's literally what I've been saying this whole fucking reading. I kid you not. Come on now. Your spirit guides, your higher self, all that, looking out for y'all right now. And just letting y'all know, y'all got this. Ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. Exactly. Love that one. I get by with a little help from my friends. Might be a Beatles fan. Or a Wonder Years fan for some. Yeah. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Trust me, I know it's hard. I know. But they want you to do that. Got 2 more cards here. Stay away from drama today. Stay away from those drama starters. People be doing some bullshit. We all know that, right? We all know somebody who's like that. Nourish your body with high vibing energy. Yes. Basically, you're saying stay away from the drama, and as you stay away from the drama, it allows you to vibe at a higher frequency. The more that you again, are in tune with yourself, and you release anything that don't work for you, including dramatic, negative ass people and circumstances, you're allowing yourself to vibrate at a higher frequency. Bottom of the deck, we have that same card from before. Top of the deck, we have stop judging and start loving. Stop judging yourself is what I'm getting from that. Stop judging yourself. Stop beating yourself up all the time. Earlier, I mentioned something about body image issues for somebody who might resonate. That seems very specific, but like if you've been looking at the mirror and counting the rolls on your back or some shit like that, like don't stop doing that shit, please. Your higher self is begging you like to love yourself, accept yourself. Again, the things you can work on and change, that's perfectly fine, but do it for yourself and not because you're looking at yourself in a negative way. You know, improvements are perfectly okay. You know, we should always want to improve something. 5005 when I said that adds up to 10, all about new beginnings. So like endings and new beginnings. So they want you to start really beginning to look at yourself in a better way. You know, the way you speak to yourself is also very important at this time. So just keep all those things in mind. Middle of the deck. Today holds unlimited possibilities to see the beauty in life. What did my sister say? Hey, we glad we caught you. Just nice. What's up, sis? What's up, sis? I'm almost done with this reading, but now that you just told me that you got a reading that you just posted, you know, it's gonna be like a little flippity flop, right? You know, you're gonna watch me, and then I'm gonna watch you because we always do it like that. Me and my girl. First off, those of you who are still here, definitely, if you haven't done so already, definitely subscribe to my sister Tears and Wheat Tarot Show, Lati. She's awesome. Great channeled messenger and reader. She's just phenomenal. And she's so good at what she does. So you trust me, you will not be disappointed at all. She's just one of the best out there. Just saying. as I say that, look, surrender to receiving support and love. Come on now. Spirit ain't playing, as my girls here. What does it say? Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. Where's the card? Look at that. Can't make this shit up. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. We saw a card about nurturing earlier too. Come on. Spirit ain't playing. Your higher self, so you're not playing. Alright, so let's see. I'm gonna get maybe 2 or 3 from this deck, and then we'll read from one last deck, and that would be the ends. Like I said, for those of you who have been here rocking with your girl, I appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love you guys so very much. And I do hope that you've been getting something out of this message. And if you are new and haven't done so already, definitely subscribe, because this is the type of vibe we have here. As my girl would say, if you vibe, subscribe. And I'm not stealing your punchlines, girl. Since people, you know, I know that's her laughing, because you know how people, oh my god, the spiritual community been crazy, guys. People just stealing each other's people's content and shit. Oh my god, not giving credit where it's due. Crazy. Or then trying to say that someone's stealing content when they're actually trying to let people know that someone's stealing someone else's content. It's a whole fucking, it's madness. Okay, it's a whole shit show. So yeah, just, you know, this is our little inside joke right now, because we're just like, are you serious? People are crazy. All right, I ain't quite there yet. I only got a little over 200 followers. Subscribers. Ain't nobody trying to copy my shit yet. But when I get big like my girl right here, that might happen. People stealing punchlines and shit. Ain't that about a bitch? But anyway, so we have. This makes a lot of sense to me. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Exactly. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power. We talked about that earlier, and soar in your life. Yes. I love it. Absolutely. Now, see, that message I know. If you guys resonate, okay, let me flip that. If I'm resonating with it, I know y'all probably do. Or at least some of y'all. Because Latinos, that I applied for a position at my job. I did not get it, Latino. I didn't get it, sis. But it's okay. The person who I gave it to, he's really good. So I think he earned it. He deserves it. But I did cry when I got home. Like, legit, like, boogers and, like, really ugly cry. To the point where I had to put concealer on to, like, look halfway decent when I got on here. And it's okay, you know what I mean? Like, you know, life happens the way it's supposed to. And, you know, what is for me will not pass me, right? So, but I definitely had to have my moments. of, and I talked about this earlier too, that sometimes we have to allow ourselves to be vulnerable, even with our own feelings and thoughts. 54, 45, when I said that, you know, sometimes we have to allow ourselves, you know, the grace of being able to say, okay, these are my feelings and I'm gonna own them. But just don't let yourself wallow in them, right? So I cried for about a half hour, just straight sniffing. My mom heard me and she was like, are you okay? I made some cream of mushroom chicken and rice if you want some. You know, what would you tell your client if they were going through what you're going through? It's okay. And I'm like, my mom is so cute, so cute. But you know, I definitely had my moment of feeling like I wasn't good enough. You know, I said it already, but I'm just, you know, saying it again. And you know, I definitely had my moment where I just felt like trash, and I'm just like, you know, well, what's wrong with me? I've been at this place for 5.5 years, and I'm not good enough for that position. Like, what? Why? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong in the interview? Like, I just went through everything in my head, beating myself up. That's this, right? Allow yourself to feel it, and you say it, whatever, you feel it, write it down, whatever you gotta do, and let that shit go. Burn it if you have to, if you're gonna write that shit down, whatever. However way you feel you could surrender those things. Let's get two more from here. Oh. Ask and you shall receive. Spirit gave us two. Or your higher selves. Oh, look at that. Scarcity came up. Like, is it still here? Or was it? Let me see. Of course, it's not like on the spread. But it has showed up earlier for those of you who were watching since earlier. The scarcity card came up, and now we have surrender your belief in scarcity. There you go, as a way to, you know, round up this message, right? It says the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. Yes, an abundant mindset, absolutely. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Yes, let that scarcity mindset go, along with surrender to inner peace. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. Yeah, I was talking about figuring out different ways. For everybody's situation is different, but whatever ways you can, you know, allow yourself to find this sense of serenity within yourself. In quiet meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy your inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes, mentioned that before, and your life will flow more easily. We literally was just talking about that. Where's that card? About vibrating higher. Of course, I can't find it because there's too many cards. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Nourish your body with high vibing energy. And I was saying, because it came out with the stay away from drama today card that came out together. Like, the more that you surrender the drama, it allows you to vibrate at a higher frequency. So, yeah. All right, and then we're going to pull from one last deck, which is the Soul's Journey deck to close out. And again, I love you guys for sticking around. You guys are awesome. For those of you who ended up watching later and sticking around, love y'all just as much. You guys are great. And those who are new to the channel, who watch at a later time, if you haven't done so already, definitely hit that subscribe button. You know, support your girl as she's building this small channel. But like I said, I always say it every time, like, it's growing slowly, but I'm just happy that when I do this, I'm seeing new names popping up and people are subscribing, and, you know, I get to have that dialogue with you guys, because eventually, if I get real big on here, I'm gonna put that in the atmosphere. When I get real big on here, I won't be able to have as much of this intimate back and forth, right? It's gonna be a lot harder to do that. There's too many comments and stuff, so I might as well enjoy the smaller, you know, crowd for now, so that I can get to know you guys better and stuff like that, because I actually really enjoy doing that. All right, so bottom of the deck we have grief. It says, understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Interesting. Maybe they're even saying losing a part of yourself sometimes, right? Reading that intuitively. Or there could be something that, you know, you guys are grieving. You know, use your intuition on that. But, you know, allows you the opportunity to appreciate it more, is what they said. What did my girl say? Thanks, sis. Wow. See? In sync every time. That's why I said you guys gotta check my girl out. our readings tend to align with each other often. She'll be like posting a reading or uploading or whatever while I'm online at the same exact time. It's crazy. It happens often. We have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Yeah, I like that. All right. Let's get 2 more. Success. I like that. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Self-love might be one of those big things for a lot of you. Again, seeing how powerful you are. We were talking about that very, very early on in the reading. Recognizing your sense of power. Another number that you, or set of numbers you guys might be seeing a lot of, because I'm picking up on it. 369. 369 and 35. Hold on a second. One more time. Get low. Oh, my bad. Sorry. I kid. I'm sorry. Here I go being a nut. But what I was gonna say is that's a master number. And I just picked up on it. So I just felt like throwing that out there. But you might want to look up what that number means. Alright, one more before I start acting crazy on here. That's when I know I'm tired. Cause like, and or hungry, because I start acting crazy and I start saying some crazy shit on here, and y'all just be entertaining that shit, and I'm just like, y'all are just as crazy as me. And we have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Yes, I mean, obviously, again, this reading is for you guys, but that resonates with me a lot. Because, for instance, my boss, when she told me I did not get the position, she said something along the lines of basically like because I've been with the same stage at my job. I work with kids with autism, and we do developmental teaching and therapy at my job, which is based on 5 different stages like of development or whatever. I won't go into too much detail, but the point is I've been with the same stage for 5.5 years. Well, stage 1 and stage 2, but mostly stage 1. So the point is I'm with the little guys all the time. I really don't know much about the older stages that much. And she basically put me in a new class for the new school year so that I can learn more, because she said I'm next in line for the position when an opportunity presents itself. So, hey Queen, how are you, my love? It's good to see you. But yeah, so, it's giving me the sense of adapting, right? I have to adapt to my circumstances, right, to find success. So some of you might be able to resonate with something along those lines as well. You can't really, what they say is the only constant is change, right? And the more that we're able to adapt to our circumstances in our lives, the more that we are able to be more successful. If you're stagnant all the time, or you can't adapt well, you're gonna have problems. Ironically, there's 5 people in here. The number 5 represents change. So you might be seeing a lot of 5s as well. Bottom of the deck, we have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Yes. We saw a card about making sure we take care of the physical vessel earlier as well. We have forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Absolutely. Definitely. And, with that, I'm getting more than one message. I'm getting that some of you might need to forgive somebody, and some of you might need to forgive yourselves, or maybe both. But one of the hardest things I feel is actually forgiving yourself versus other people. I think a lot of us have a really hard time with giving ourselves grace. And, we have to learn how to give ourselves grace in order to, be the change that we seek, right? In order to be successful. And that comes with discipline. So I like how these cards are kind of flowing in that way, especially as we close it out. We have love here in the middle of the deck. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Yeah, everything that happens in our lives, no matter how hard it is to accept sometimes, and even when it's really painful circumstances, they come with um, something positive all at the same time. As I split the deck one more time for some odd reason. I said that was going to be the last card, but apparently not. We have freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. There's a reason why I split the deck a second time. I don't know why I did that, but I just felt inclined to do so. So, yeah, I mean, with all that said, Queen, unfortunately, I'm getting ready to close out the reading, but I'm so happy that you at least got to see like the last couple of minutes. I missed you. But you know that you know, our soul tribe here who's, you know, been meeting up for a while now, you know, we're all locked in, right? LOVE. But yeah, so you can always, you know, when I post it, it should be posted in the next few minutes. If you want to watch it from the beginning, you can. But yeah, you know, just in general, I love all of you guys so very much. Thank you for rocking with your girl and sticking around to the end. You guys are absolutely great. I'm not sure when I'm gonna come on again because every time I say I'm gonna come on the weekend, something comes up. So I'm not gonna. Thanks, Nate. I'm happy you enjoyed it. So yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna actually sign on. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. A lot of times it's very random, like when I just feel my spirit tell me this is what I should do. Like that's how it went down today. I cried my eyes out, and then I'm like, I'm gonna come on here and inspire others because I think that, you know, I think that other people might need the same amount of inspiration that I needed. So spirit spoke through me to speak to y'all. So with all that said, love you, Monica. Love all of you guys. So yeah, until next time, you guys have a great evening, and I will see you guys the next time for the next rodeo. All right. Until next time, bye.